Terry.
Welcome everybody out to our essential oil online class tonight. Our essential oil spotlight is wild orange.
Woo!
I'll just bring that up for us. Yeah.
All right, so we are so grateful that we have this technology that we can do this and talk to people all over the world. We have some people from Australia and all over the US. Welcome, everyone.
So hopefully everybody can see that. For those that are listening in, because I know we have a lot of people listening on the podcast, that's jadebaldwin.com/orange. So it's not wild orange, it's just orange. Orange, you glad you joined us tonight? I'm in charge of the corny jokes. These are the jokes, people.
They're all mute. I'm sure they're laughing.
I'm laughing inside.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Okay. All right. So I'll turn the time over to Jade to give us some serious presentation.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ben. So grateful to have Ben, because I know that a few years ago I was teaching the same things to people over and over and over, and I didn't have a way to capture what I was teaching, and now I have a way to capture it, and he does it so well. So I'm really grateful for that, and now my message can be sent all over the world. So with this technology, we can share this knowledge with each other.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, this is going to be on YouTube. You can go to jadebaldwin.com and find this video as well as the podcast. So search for Jade Baldwin.
If you guys shared wild orange with your friends and they say, I don't know what to do with this, what do I do with this? You can actually send them to this website or just give them a link, and then they can listen to it and figure out all the things that you can do with orange, because each essential oils you can do a whole bunch of things, so it just take too long for you to explain everything that they need to know about it, and they won't remember everything either, so it's good for them to learn and know where to access information.
And it's also true sometimes with, you look up an oil on doTERRA.com, you just get a little bit of description.
Yeah.
You look in Modern Essentials or Oil Life book, and it doesn't really give you kind of experiences and other applications, as well as emotional or those sorts of applications. So it's helpful to meet together and do this. And if any of you who are here with us tonight have anything to add, that also adds a lot of value.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so let's start with that. So do you guys have any wild orange oil experience that you want to share with us? Most people, they learn by hearing other people's stories more than if we quote, research and things. Wild orange stories.
I'll start off. Wild orange, fantastic for diffusing. Like if you're having a bit of a bad day, wild orange is a real good pick-me-up. I like it better than like Citrus Bliss. Wild orange, yeah. It's good for drinking in your water too.
Yes.
I probably took like 75% of your ideas, right? Anybody else? What do you use wild orange for?
I use it at work.
What do you use it at work for?
We have a diffuser in store, and we kind of use it to help promote abundance in store, as well as put a cheery mood in the atmosphere for people.
Yes.
And they always comment on all the oils that I'm putting in. So I usually add that one and a few other oils just to add a bit of extra things for the store as well. But yeah, I also put it in like juice to make it a little more orangey. To get more of a health benefit out of it, but that's probably about it.
Awesome.
That's a really good idea for the store. Wild orange, like you said, promotes abundance, abundant time, abundant money. So people may be more apt to spend.
Yeah, that's why I do it, so that it's like, I have plenty of money to spend in store. And they do, so it works.
Clever.
Yeah, good job.
Anybody else?
Wild orange stories.
I use wild orange to also kind of clean my carpet too. Like I'll mix it with baking soda or baking powder, whatever the orange box is. and I will spread it over my carpet and I'll clean it that way.
Nice.
Awesome. That's Michelle, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Excellent. I like that too. So you get the baking soda and you put some of your favorite oils in. And, a lot of times I put citrus oils, but wild orange is definitely one of my favorites. So you shake it over the carpet and leave it for a while, right?
Yeah, and then you vacuum it up.
Yep. Makes your house smell great.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Nice.
And your vacuum cleaner, no doubt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, anybody else?
Any other ideas you guys want to share?
I know that we put a lot of us.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I use it in my tea as well, with a bit of honey. And it just gives that nice sort of extra bit, I guess.
Nice. Yeah. Love it.
It's good for flavoring too. Like if you're making desserts, adding it to some chocolate dessert, I think is.
Yeah. Lots of things. Hey, so if you guys come up with more, if you remember more stories, go ahead and just jump in there. Like Ben said, when we first joined doTERRA, it's one of the oils that I really it's the oil that I use that I use a lot of in our homes. We always wild orange. Okay, so if you look here on the screen, so people that are listening, you won't be able to see, but I'll read it out to you. So wild orange is a powerful cleanser. So it cleanses the inside of your body and the outside and our environment. So in all aspects of cleansing, wild orange is great for that. So you see commercials where they say, oh, the cleansing power of orange or the antibacterial benefits of orange, whatever. So that's what it means. But now we have CPTG quality orange. So if you read research on regular orange, it's great. But when you think about it, if it's CPTG, it's even better, okay? Now, it's purifying agent, okay, we'll explain that later. It supports a healthy immune function, and it's uplifting to the mind and body. So it's interesting that it's uplifting, but at the same time, it's relaxing. It alleviates feelings of anxious and helps with sleep. So that's one of the oils that I have next to my bed in my little oil box for sleep. So I have like 10 oils for sleep, and I use different combinations of it. But wild orange is one of those oils that I keep right by my bedside. It's great for concentration and focus. And it's good for energy, creativity, and helping you be productive. Okay, so that's, if you think of orange, think of those things. Okay, it does a lot more, but this is just, the summary of what it does. Okay, let's move this screen up. Okay, so orange is one of the most popular essential oils. In doTERRA, if you go to an oil class, you can be sure to get a free sample of the orange or a gift with the orange oil, okay? And it comes in 5 mils. If those people that are sharing doTERRA, if you don't already know about the Class in a Box or Empower Kit, wild orange, 10 wild orange comes in that box. So you can share that, and most people like the orange smell. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know the Empower Kit, what is it? $25 here in the US?
$25.
$30 in Australia. That comes with all your introductory packets, invitation cards, and 10 wild orange. So you're basically getting a 5 mil wild orange for like $2.50 or $3.
Yep. So share it with your friends.
It's one of the most affordable and most loved.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to like it.
Yeah. I had a lady who was allergic to orange. She said she was allergic to orange. She didn't tell me, and she came to my class. She said she heard somebody invited her the year before to a doTERRA class, and she said in her heart she didn't feel like she should go, and so she didn't. And then the second year somebody invited her, and she said I needed to go. So that morning I woke up and I made myself go, and she came early. We talked, and orange was in the water for that day, and I didn't know that she was allergic, and she drank it. And then the next day it was raining, but she texted me. She says, I am so energized. I'm walking and it's raining. And, she says, I haven't done this for a long time. And she said, I think it's that orange. And she says, I'm allergic to orange, but I'm not allergic to that one. And I thought, oh man, I wouldn't have given it to you if I knew. But apparently, it's another evidence that the doTERRA oils are so pure. And of course, we don't have any proteins in there, so we can't be allergic to it. But that there's other grades that might be dangerous. So petrochemicals and things in there that, of course, you can be allergic to. But that's just a wonderful testament of how amazing this orange oil is. So actually in doTERRA, orange oil comes from 2 places.
Yeah, they just secured a new source of orange, wild orange oil, which they announced at convention. So.
Yep. So there's one from the Dominican Republic, and where is it, Debbie? Do you remember? From
They talked about bitter orange in Brazil.
Brazil, yeah, that's right, from Brazil. And so we're going to have orange from 2 different locations because we use so much of it. So it's awesome. The Chinese people, they consider orange as luck, and they use it for medicine as well. So I grew up with orange, preserved orange peel, I don't know what it is, lollies, and I guess it's not lollies, it's a treat, but I don't think Americans would consider it as a candy, but people did in Vietnam. So they have it in China too. But it's interesting that they've done that for centuries, and because of all the good things it does for you, they associate that with good luck. You'll have good health and wealth. So it's interesting that this is about abundance too.
And just so everybody knows, the essential oil comes from the rind, like the lemon oil. And so some people are worried about, the acidic acid, or about drinking, getting a lot of sugar or anything. None of that. It's essential oils derived from the rind. Yep. So they're all just oils. And
it's cold press.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to, I see. We're talking about
so we do have a warning because it's cold press. We have a photosensitivity concern. So you don't want to put it on your skin directly and go in the sun or get a suntan right after that. You want to protect your skin for at least 12 hours and then you can expose that area to the sun. Okay?
Yeah. Not such a big deal. You can try it, experiment with it. Different people have different levels of sensitivity, but it's like not a really big deal.
I did it, and I put it on my hand, and we went out in the sun for a while. And we went, swimming, and it kind of got a little bit dark, and then that was it. I mean, I got a tan. I should have drew a picture on it or something, but that's all. And then it fades. So that's that. Okay. So doTERRA is high in, not doTERRA, wild orange oil is high in monoterpenes. Monoterpenes is great for your endocrine system as well. But the main thing that you need to know about that is it's stimulating and it's purifying. Okay, so it will be ideal for your immune system. So the quote here: monoterpenes tend to inhibit the accumulation of toxins and help discharge existing toxins from the liver and kidneys. All right, so that's why we encourage people to use, wild orange and other citrus oils daily, just to help things be clean. It's just sort of like keeping your house clean, keeping your kitchen clean. You've got to do it every day. Okay, so the high levels of monoterpenes is found in most of the citrus oils except for bergamot oil. Okay. So you can use it as a surface cleaner. So that's why we have the wild orange oil in our On Guard blend. Okay, so it's great for cleaning. So we have On Guard sprays and hand washes and laundry detergent. So you can diffuse wild orange to help energize and uplift the mind and the body. And at the same time, it's purifying the air. So if you have children, or yourself, I guess, I just like to diffuse all the time just to kill all the airborne pathogens, and also just to boost mood and help everyone get along. So it's fantastic. So in case you guys didn't hear in other calls, we mentioned that our children haven't needed to go to the doctors in about 7 years. We've just been really well. And
not because we're neglectful, but because we're healthy. We just don't have a reason for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I diffuse a lot because I just want to keep their immunity high and everything working really well, and make sure that they drink regularly. So that's how I feel so great, because a long time ago I get so anxious when something happens to them, and I'm not sure, should I take them to the doctors? Is it going to be worth it, or are they going to get better in half an hour? I don't know. And it's just very painful and anxiety promoting. So this is great. I have some tools. I have some tools now to take care of my family. Alrighty. So the wild orange is in your Citrus Bliss blend, okay, and your Cheer blend, and of course your On Guard blend. Okay, so those are the oils that the blends that contain wild orange. All right, before I move on to the body, does anybody have anything to add?
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Fantastic.
Or any questions? If you guys do have any questions, I think everybody except Debbie can unmute yourselves and ask the questions.
Yeah. All righty. So we have root beer aroma here. So there's a blend. Last week Debbie mentioned it, and I found it.
We were talking about winter green.
And right away we did it. Then did it that night.
It does smell like root beer.
Yes. 3 drops of wild orange, 3 drops of winter green in your diffuser, and it just smells like root beer. It's kind of fun.
So maybe a great one for a party or something.
Yeah, and you'll be killing germs in the air, so that'll be good. But it's a fun blend to have. Okay. Okay. Any comments, questions on that? Oh, okay. Let's move on. So sleep. A lot of people are surprised that something that is invigorating and uplifting can be good for sleep too. But I tell you, it really works. So in your Modern Essential book, if you read about it, it talks about wild orange having a sedative ability. So that explains why it's so good for sleeping. I was
going to say, for me, I think the good thing with diffusing wild orange just before you go to bed, wild orange has that, like Austin said, the feeling of abundance. Sometimes we don't want to end our day because we think we just don't have enough time, or we don't want the day to end because tomorrow's going to come and you haven't done everything that you want to do. But promoting that feeling of abundance, and that feeling that, oh, it's okay, I have enough time, I have time and time to spare, makes it feel like it's okay to go ahead and close the book on that day and put things aside. I don't know if anybody else has found that.
Mm-hmm.
You found that before?
Yeah, and especially when you run your own business, and you have an idea, you can do one more thing, and you can do another thing, and the kids are happy, and I'm all still doing stuff, and then it's late, and I think, oh, but I still wanted to do this other thing. So if I diffuse wild orange, it helps me put things away and then go to bed. But that's one of my challenges. So I rub it on my big toes, and then I tell myself, it's okay, I've got plenty of time, plenty of energy tomorrow to do the next thing. So I put things away. So I'm pretty much better at it. I'm not good at it yet, much better. So it kind of relaxes you and just helps you know that, yes, you can do more tomorrow. Don't worry. It'll still be there. Yeah. Okay, so that's great for sleep. So guys, there's a lot of different oils to sleep because there's lots of reasons why we don't sleep or don't sleep well. So try the oils that come up and just see if that's the oil you need. The reason why I have like 10 oils for sleep next to my bed is because sometimes if I'm worried, I have an oil for that with juniper berry and balance. And if I have just different ideas and my brain is just still ticking, then I use wild orange. Or if I can't calm down, I use the Serenity and Vetiver. So there's several different oils for that. It's just, it can't hurt to play around with it a little bit, and because we're all different and we're different days too. So then give yourself a variety, okay, to choose from. Does anyone want to talk about sleep or share something about wild orange and sleep? Yep, it's for the night owls. You're right, Justin. And that's me. Okay, so food flavoring. So we have Jo Byrne here saying that she puts it in chocolate, custard, and orange cake. Orange poppy seed, that's excellent. We have people that put it in salad dressing. So I've done that too. So, you have berries, berry dressing, and then I just mix it up in my blender thing, and then I add wild orange, and then you got a little bit of vinegar, and it's awesome. Orange chicken. So we've done that. Orange truffles, orange icing, and smoothies. So orange is a fantastic oil for that too. And of course, you're going to have all this health benefit. Okay. So any other recipes that you guys have that you want to share? All right, we'll move on. Okay. So gas relief. Yep, gas relief. Now, if you add wild orange to your water and you drink it, it'll help with the gas. It just helps remove the gases from your intestines. Gases form in the intestines and it's pushed up, and it can just be troublesome because gas is light. It just moves upwards, and then the pressure can affect your organs and cause some chest pains, perhaps, and indigestion. It's uneasiness. It may raise blood pressure, and it may give you tummy aches. So, wild orange helps relax the muscles so the gas can escape, and it creates an atmosphere where gas is less likely to, cause you discomfort or spasms. Okay, so for children, gas is that causes problems. We call it colic, right? So you can maybe rub it on the baby's feet a little bit on the middle part of it. That might help because it's very gentle. Wild orange is very gentle, and then you can put sops on. Okay, so that's a good thing to remember. Anyone with questions on that? Okay, we're going to move to the next thing here. It's great for detoxing and detoxing toxins and fat. So we know that the CPTG essential oils can pass through cell membranes, get into the cells and help us eliminate waste, so we can, pee it out. Okay, so we have things like uric acid, bile, excess salt and pollutants and other things that can be released, and you can urinate it. So drink a lot of water and just add a couple of drops of wild orange in. So some of my friends, they shake it up. Sometimes they do grapefruit, sometimes they do orange, sometimes they do lemon, or you can have a combination of all of them. Okay, it's up to you. If you're mixing oils, you're not going to get a big chemical soup or explosion. You're going to get fruit salad. So fruit salad, think about that. It's okay. All right. But I really like this because sometimes people say that they drink lemon and they have this nettle taste in their mouth, or they feel uncomfortable, and it's just 1 or 2 drops. And if you are uncomfortable, it's not because of the oils, and I wouldn't recommend that you stop. I would just have you relax and rest more and allow the toxins out. drink more water, because what makes you uncomfortable is the toxins. So these cells are releasing these toxins into your body, and your body is, you've got these toxins floating around. It's making you uncomfortable. It will pass if you continue to drink some water and allow it to flush out of you. So if you pause and you stop, all right, it will re-isolate into your cells again. You don't want that. And it's good for children. So it's very simple and very gentle. So you can have your children do that. So it's a gentle detox for the children too. Okay, that's why we encourage our kids to drink a couple of drops of citrus oils daily, just to help things stay clean. All right. So does anyone want to add anything to that?
Hi.
Okay.
Any other therapeutic benefits for wild orange that maybe you use it for that we haven't thought of here?
So guys,
Mood support. It's so very helpful for elevating the mood. You hit it on the head. This is very inclusive. Thank you.
yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, we'll get to that one. So I encourage you to have some reference guides at home, because there are things that we can't say, things that we can't write in here or post. But when you read the research of all the things it can do, just connect A and B, okay, and apply it to your life. You don't have to worry that just because you're not a doctor or a nurse that you can't try it out yourself, because a lot of us are intuitive, and it can't hurt to eat healthier. It can't hurt to use a couple of drops of citrus oils daily. Okay, and you'll be surprised how much you know.
And one of the good things with wild orange is you really can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So you try out some essential oils. You can't overdose or anything. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've got family members that don't speak English. And sometimes the word spreads so quickly, oils get all around to all the different members of the family that, I can't keep track. But I hear stories of people using this oil for that and that oil for this. And I'm thinking, yeah, that works too. And they say, oh, it works great. I'm like, which oils did you use for your tummy problem? Oh, Breathe. It works great. And I thought, okay, I'm glad you tried it. Yep. And so because it's so adapting, it does so many things. So just try it out. It's not going to be, scary, whatever. We allow our children, once we train them up and understand the basics, we allow our kids to use the oils their own way too. So that's really good.
I just went to New Orleans, and my grandma in the middle of the class was like, I use wild orange to go to bed all the time. And to my aunt, to my mom's cousins, and my mom were like, I thought that is to pick you up. And she said, well, I'm almost out of it. And they said, well, how much have you been using? It only takes a couple drops. And she said, I drink it and I diffuse it and I put it on my ears before I go to bed, because it helps me for all three. She's like, it helps me when I'm down, helps me when I need to go to sleep. And so I told them she's actually right. And she, made me write her a card and mail it to her every time she would order an oil, because she's like, it doesn't come with directions and I won't remember. So she said, no, on my card, Stacy said it uplifts you and it helps you calm down and you can drink it and it helps with, your gut, just like any citrus. And I said, well, yeah, she's right. And they were like, I'm going to try it to go to sleep. And so, here the almost 85-year-old person was like telling them, and I had already told them that Jaden used it like to go to sleep or to like help her when she was depressed. And my grandma remembered it all. And I said, I thought you said you don't have a good memory. And she said, well, maybe it helps for that. but yeah, I told them that, Jaden used it first in our family. And then my grandma said she's been using it all this. So now all the rest of them are going to try it. And I didn't see if the body, she said that it also helped with her stomach. So I didn't know if you had that up there too.
Yep, with the gas and the digestion, it's fantastic. Yep.
It's kind of like, digest and working well for both constipation and diarrhea. you don't think that, something that could work for that extreme, but it helps bring the body back into balance.
Yeah. And it's funny because we're so used to one particular job for one medicine, right? So this medicine does this and only this. And now all of a sudden these oils just throw us into a whole new field, and we think, what? How did that do this and this at the same time? But it does. And just try it and use it and you'll see what we mean. So I have here, I don't know if I put it here, but the very first thing that I use the oils for is for concentration and focus. So a drop of peppermint and a drop of wild orange is a good mix. I actually have that plus Melissa here to help me study, because I wanted to practice what to say for my very first class. And so I stood in front of the diffuser, and it was the smoke, what is it? Vapor was just going up my nose, and I'm just standing there with just a small piece of paper repeating things over and over so I can remember what to say for my first class. And, it was really good to stand up in front of that diffuser and memorize. So it keeps me alert and just helps me learn things. That was one of my first memories of using wild orange. Okay, that's the blend that they use at gyms too, to get people invigorated, and because peppermint helps invigorate you, so that's really good. And very yummy if you try those two together. Very good. So we'll move on to the mind here. Wild orange is the oil of abundance, and it is exactly that, abundance. And abundance means abundant in time, abundant in money, abundant in friends, in faith, in everything else. Okay, more than you need. And it's great. And it's just not only about finances or money. Okay. So the negative emotion it helps shift out is scarcity and over serious, rigid, dull, workaholic, lack of energy, discouraged, hoarding, and envious. And those are just opposite of abundance. Those are scarcity, fearful emotions. So if you have it and you want to shift those emotions out, use wild orange as much as you can for an extended period of time, and your brain will start rewiring and think differently. Sometimes, you're forcing yourself to think positive, and it just doesn't happen that easily. But with a friend, with wild orange, it's a lot easier. Okay, your body is relaxed, and we have just multi-sensory change there. Okay, and the positive emotions that it's trying to help us incorporate are feeling abundant, okay, a sense of humor. Isn't that funny, sense of humor? Because you have time to play, you have time to be funny. Being playful, generous, okay, spontaneous, creative, joyful, and you see solutions. Okay, and being a mentor for a lot of people, sometimes, the very first problem that comes up and they say, well, I can't because, and they think all the reasons why, and they're not used to, or they can't see that they're not solution seekers. So with wild orange, I want to encourage people to see solutions. Even if it's a problem that no one else has ever solved before, you can find a solution for it. Okay? So that's really important about wild orange. Anyone want to say anything, guys? Okay, moving on. So there's lots of terms for this, but I've just put it down as mood magic, okay? Mood magic 1 is 4 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of melissa, and 2 drops of peppermint. And Dr. Hill gave this blend once upon a time to help us be happy, okay? So you've got friends that are on medications perhaps for being, sad, and those medications may not be good for us. long term, okay? 1 year of, say, antidepressants will atrophy our brain receptors by 60%. So it means our brains are not producing the happy chemicals it should and balancing. But this will be a good start for you, okay? I'm not telling people to get themselves off medications or anything, but when you start to feel happier, you may want to go back to the doctor and review and reduce and review and reduce until maybe one day you don't need those drugs anymore. So your body can produce those happy chemicals all on its own. Okay, so you want to diffuse it and smell it on a regular basis. If we have concerns of feeling down, wear the oils with you, so you have it 24/7. So put it in a necklace diffuser and just smell it, stick it up your nose when you need to, and then feel happy and perky all the time. Okay, so that's really important. Melissa oil in there, very important. Okay, so your Mood Magic blend number 2 is 5 drops of wild orange, 6 drops of patchouli, 6 drops of frankincense, 8 drops of geranium, 10 drops of bergamot, and 12 drops of clary sage. And now you want to put all this into a roller bottle or a separate glass bottle, and then just pour out 4 to 6 drops at a time into your diffuser, and then smell that. Okay, and it depends on the blend. Your body might want this blend or over another blend. So make a few just to try, and you will know. So just pay attention to your body, because your body will tell you. It's not that difficult. Doctors can't tell you as well as your body can. Okay. Some of us, we rely on other people too much, but you know what you enjoy. Okay, other people can't tell you what you're enjoying right now or how it affecting you now. Okay, so our Mood Magic blend number 3. 9 drops of wild orange, 20 drops of lavender, 15 drops of geranium, 6 drops of clary sage, 5 drops of white fir. If you don't have white fir, use Siberian fir, 3 drops of frankincense, and 2 drops of ylang ylang. So here's another blend. Now we also have our beautiful elevation blend, okay? But this is another blend if you want to try that. Everyone is different, so there's this other combination. Okay, so you can mix that in a glass bottle separately and then pour it out into your diffuser and see if you like that one.
So just use your old essential oil bottles to put some of these magic blends together.
Yeah. So
and just drop them into the diffuser.
So that's what you do with your old bottles, guys. You save it.
Diffuser blends.
Yep. And then you wash it out and you use that for mixing and things. When you have too much, you can use your old bottles for salt and pepper shakers and things like that too. Okay. All right. So this is the Creativity Diffuser blend.
This is a good use for wild orange, creativity.
Creativity.
You need to come up with something or write or something like that.
Yeah. So when you're relaxing that mind, it can come up with all sorts of fun things. Okay, so 15 drops of wild orange, 12 drops of coriander, 4 drops of myrrh, 4 drops of lemon, 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of ylang ylang, and 2 drops of Siberian fir. Okay, so that is your creativity. If we have kids that have assignments and things like that, I mean, that'll be great for them to have that in the diffuser to help them feel relaxed, but then feel like they've got really good ideas that they want to put down. Because sometimes we stop ourselves from being creative because we're scared that what if, this idea is, not good enough or crazy. But here, this helps to relax and really be a creator. Okay? Alrighty, I think this is one of the secrets for some of my creativity, because I didn't realize I could, do crafts or paint and stuff, but now I really enjoy all that stuff. And it's just been quite amazing to find that creative outlet, and I never knew I had that in me. Okay, anyone want to say anything? Right, there's a lot here because I love wild orange. There's just a ton of things that we can do with it. Okay, so for people who feel frustrated and irritable and have that irritable attitude, you want to, it's funny because how do you know that you have this? I guess you do. You might do it for another friend. Here's your magic blend. I'll write your name on it. Okay, 2 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of bergamot, 2 drops of Roman chamomile, and then put that in the diffuser. So we do have stories where people secretly make blends for people at work and stick it under their desk, and that's great. Or that grumpy head husband or that grumpy head child of yours, that might work too. Okay, be creative and share your successes with us. Okay, so that is for those people that get frustrated easily and are very irritable. You know, we're irritated because we feel like, that's not the way you do it. And what's underneath that? That's fear, right? Fear that it's not done right. But with the feeling of abundance, we can say, hey, there's a lot of right ways to do it. And then they're more chillax and be more tolerant. Okay, so this blend here is relieving cold and joyless attitude. I don't know, because when I grew up, I was encouraged to work hard. And in my head, working hard means, not fun, not having fun. So I wind myself up to the point where I'm always like a robot, work. And I didn't have a lot of fun, and I realized I wasn't a fun mom. And when I started with the oils, and when I really loved wild orange, and I read the emotions of it, I thought, oh, you know what? That's probably why I like it, because I need to be more fun. So I'm happy to say I'm a lot more fun now, but I think I still need work to do. But this here will help us have more fun. Okay, so that's 2 drops of wild orange, 2 drops of ylang ylang, 3 drops of myrrh in the diffuser, and just inhale that. Okay, so you want to read that, Ben?
Fine.
Yeah.
Oh, Austin says wild orange over the womb or abdomen can help promote fertility of ideas, emotional harmony, and creativity and abundance, as the womb area is where we can create new life, new beginnings.
Awesome. Yes, that's your third chakra.
Thank you, Austin.
Fantastic. And taking action, because we do stop ourselves from taking actions, because what if we do it wrong? If we feel like, hey, there's an abundance, then there's room for mistakes. There's room for us to play around. Then we have more power. Okay, we go more. Excellent. All right. The next one here is relieve frustrated, tense, negative attitude. 2 drops of wild orange, 3 drops of bergamot, and 1 drop of frankincense. So that's a blend. It's easy peasy blend that I use a lot of. So it was just natural. When you're mixing oils in your diffuser, it's like, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But those are the oils that I use a lot of. Okay? Because you have ideas and you just don't want to. Sometimes I'm hard on myself, and this kind of gives me some slack. Okay. Wild orange, bergamot, and frankincense. That's great. All right. Okay. Now this one is relieving chronic indecisiveness. So if you have a hard time making decisions, okay, you might want to make friends with this blend. Okay, 1 drop of wild orange, 3 drops of clary sage, 2 drops of bergamot. Okay, and that, just inhale it and help you just make decisions quickly, go with it, and we stop ourselves from making decisions because we can't think and wrap our heads around all the different angles of that decision. And then the other thing is we're so worried that we're going to make mistakes because we don't give ourselves that room or that space or that freedom to make mistakes and mess up a bit. Okay, so big deal. If you make a choice and then it wasn't the right choice, okay, we'll just change it up. So if you follow your intuition, you will always be right. So just before you make a decision, smell oils to relax so that you can feel your body talking to you, and touch your heart. If your heart feels great, touch your gut. If your gut feels good, just do it. Yeah. All right. So the last blend here that I want to share is the Fear Less Personal Blend. There's some of us, and depending on our family or culture, we inherit a lot of fearful thinking, and all of us have some sort of fear. But just to tell them, hey, don't be scared anymore, we can't do that. Because we're so used to it. It's ingrained in our culture and our thinking patterns. So if you diffuse these oils, it helps you unwind and let go and just kind of release all that. And guys, when you start releasing, I know a lot of people, they start getting emotional and they're frustrated sometimes. And all of these emotions come up and then they get really scared and they think, oh, I should stop the oils because I'm going crazy. And I have a friend that's like, Jade, is that normal? I'm not myself. I've got all these tears and then I've got this anger and this frustration. It's all happening at once. And I said, no, it's common when you're doing detoxing. And this girl, she's on the 30-day cleanse, but also if you're not on the 30-day cleanse, even if you're just doing lots of citrus oils, you're cleansing negativity. Your cells can't hold on to those negative toxins. So it's releasing it along with the negative energy. So just allow yourself to cry it out. If you feel like you need to cry, have a good cry and just, splash water in your face and just say, hey, I don't know what that was, but it doesn't matter. It's gone. Okay? And so this Fearless blend is an awesome blend to have around just to help you peel layers off that sometimes you don't realize you have. Okay? And this is what causes us to get in our own way, our fears. So this is a 1/4 ounce of fractionated coconut oil and 2 drops of wild orange, 1 drop of ginger, 2 drops of coriander, 4 drops of sandalwood, and 2 drops of Roman chamomile. Okay, so we do have blue tansy too. So if you want to experiment and use blue tansy instead of Roman chamomile, blue tansy is like Moroccan chamomile. Okay, so that's another option there for you. But if you mix it all up and just smell it, and if your body says, yeah, this is pretty good, then keep using it until your body releases that hold. Because sometimes when your body holds on to a smell or a blend, it's asking for it. It says, I need this now. And one day when you pick it up again, it doesn't have that strong hold on you. It's still yummy, but it's done its job. Then you're done with that one. You're done with that lesson. Moving on to the next thing. All right. Okay. So, do you want to read what Austin said here?
Okay. Austin says, orange is good. Orange for going with the flow, clary sage for the third eye and seeing the perspective of our decisions, and bergamot for trusting our power and making proper judgment on decisions rather than judging ourselves for the decisions we make.
That sounds awesome. Thank you.
That's to relieve chronic indecisiveness blend. So Austin's broken it down.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes you just look at the blends. Because I have an iTobi scanner. When people scan up for whatever the 5 or the 7 oils that they scan up, as soon as I look through it, it just gives me an idea of who they are, what they're struggling with right now, or the direction they're going. So it's really exciting to be able to read that in that when the oils come up. Okay, so that is the mind. Does anyone want to add to that?
Any other thoughts or questions? Or we've got a lot of blends, but if there's a blend that someone uses that isn't kind of represented here, let us know.
Yep.
Wild orange is a good blender.
You guys can make comments underneath here too.
It's also very liquid. Its viscosity is it pours out really easily. It's easy to overdo it. Careful. Okay. If you do think of any in the future, go ahead and go to jadebelden.com and /orange and add it to the comments there.
All right, so moving on to the spirit, wild orange helps me recognize that I am not in control of my life. Like I said, sometimes we wind ourselves up so tightly because we're so into what we're doing, the work that we're doing, and then we get tense. So wild orange reminds us to let things go and to reconnect to our divine power source. Wild orange also reminds me that time is an illusion, okay? That sometimes I can let go and things that I really wanted done will be done on its own. You know, somehow, some people jump in or whatever it is, or some of the things I need to do don't really need to be done. Okay, so when I revisit it, I'm glad I didn't do it because that wasn't important anyways. And it teaches you to balance. And that's why some people say, well, it helps me get, you know, really energized, and then somebody else says, hey, it really calms me down. Okay, so it really helps with balance. That's why at the end of our Aroma Touch training, we use the two oils. We use the wild orange and the peppermint because it helps with homeostasis. It really helps us balance up. Wild orange also helps me rely on divine assistance. So that's the abundance. So sometimes I get in my own way, and that's why it helps you remove and clean out fear. Fear on a physical level are just toxins. On a mental level are just this stinking thinking, okay? And the spiritual level is you blocking your own way and not seeing the divine blessings that are all around you. And I'm really grateful for this oil just because it helps me find gratitude again, you know, when you get caught up, okay? And let's see, it allows my heart to be spontaneous. And I know that drives my husband nuts sometimes. Sometimes I you know, think of something new and I just do it. I haven't scheduled it or whatever. But sometimes that's fun for me to do something just spontaneous. So that's a good thing. It just helps me know that there's more fun in the world, okay? It helps me find solutions when something seems like it's insurmountable, and you know, you think, how do I fix this? This is a big problem, and you're tempted to break down and cry and give up and throw in the towel. And then with wild orange, it says, hey, you know, here's a different solution. Just keep looking for it. It's there, and that's really amazing. But allow wild orange to rewire your brains. So all these blends are fantastic and all, but you want to find your false beliefs and then release your false beliefs, and then also create new beliefs and new thoughts. So you're smelling the oils and saying, I am safe, there's a lot of time, I've got a lot of energy. So you rewire the brain. And then, you know, those thoughts come a lot easier. So speaking of abundance.
And I've also seen people use wild orange when they're thinking about, you know, setting goals or thinking about their purpose or writing out their mission statement or you know, vision board or something, using their kind of stimulating their creativity and in that way to seeking kind of inspiration.
I just feel like because we're using the oil so much, you know, every other day I feel tearful and I come up with new ideas, and you know, I'm changing really quickly. But I'm really grateful. And when we talk about abundance as in money, I want to share with you the book 4 Laws of Financial Prosperity from doTERRA. They have, can we just go there for a moment? Just doTERRA.com. Because doTERRA has a wonderful resource for us to just learn. Just doTERRA.com will be fun. Because there's a website and there's other tools. Okay, so here it is on the screen. You can see that. This book is only $11, $12, and it's so worth it. You can buy it audio and listen to it. It's only 2 hours, but we don't know what we don't know. So just listen to it, and it teaches you to think abundantly. We think that if we're going to have more money, we need to spend less. Yes, but that's part of it, but also to spend smart. Okay, and so that's a wonderful resource there. And on doTERRA, if you find free to give, they teach you how to get out of debt and then be free to give back. So think of Wild Orange, think of abundance, and learn some of these skills to track and to target, trim and then train. So those are the things that they teach you. Very basic, but a lot of us don't even know how to do it. And then we worry and wonder why we have such a scarcity issue. So imagine learning all this stuff and then working on your belief and your mind on abundance. Okay, things will shift really quickly. Alrighty, so I'm done with Wild Orange. I'm going to turn the time over to you guys. What do you think?
How did you learn about Wild Orange that you didn't know before?
I really like the different blends because you hear those things come up a lot with people, and it's a different way to address like frustration, irritability, because sometimes people don't really know how to label what they're feeling. So if you have the emotional chart, but then you have like these things, you're not just telling them one. You could say, try this blend, try that blend, because there was two who are frustrated, so they may not realize if it's a negative attitude or they're really irritable with that frustration. It could go either way. So I thought that was really interesting, and that you could share that with. And then I like the fearless one too, because sometimes you're pushing along, and then you start to almost hold yourself back, and then you go, okay, I'm just going to go forward. But that you could use that at the same time just to give you a little bit extra encouragement. So yeah, I really did like a lot of these blends. And thanks, Austin, for the ones that you suggested as well.
Yeah, thank you, Stacey. Yeah, and it's one of those really inexpensive oils that we can use a lot of. Anybody else want to say anything?
Debbie says that she's not using Wild Orange frequently enough. Sounds like everybody can benefit from using more of it.
Yeah. We went through like 3 bottles. I mean, I don't know how quickly, but each person was taking one and they were sharing them. So then I said, I'll just get you your own, and then I'll just get you your own. And so I also like, because a long time ago you told me this, and so I remembered and I wrote it down, is to help us when we connect with God, to help us to know that He's in control and that things will happen, and that we can find solutions instead of just giving up, or instead of like just being frustrated because you can't think of the right solution. You can just turn it over and trust Him, and then it seems like the right things will just come together. You'll know exactly like what to do. So that was a good reminder on the spirit side of it. I like that.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. If we don't have anyone else, we can end our call here. Thank you, you guys, for joining us, and see you next time.